Hi everyone, welcome to our live event. Today we're streaming a smoking ceremony for our celebrations of NAIDOC 2020. As people are aware, our bigger events have been postponed until November this year. However, we would like to still acknowledge July being the week of NAIDOC. NAIDOC is a time for us to celebrate our culture, our histories, our identities to not just Aboriginal people in the community, but to also people around our nation as well. Today I have Michael Willis with me, who's the coordinator of the Illawarra Koori Men's Group, who has kindly allowed us to do a smoking ceremony with our elders. But I'd like to introduce Mick and just to give us a rundown about what the Illawarra Koori Men's Group is and what they do.
Yeah, hi, I'm Michael. I'm the Illawarra Koori Men's Group's coordinator. Our services that we provide here are targeting men in crisis and obviously looking after the older uncles and stuff with their health and OBS and stuff like that. So we run 3 programs, which is Brothers Against Domestic Violence, which focuses on our brothers that are going through that crisis period. And then we have our health and fitness program on the Thursdays, which does the health obs and they do a bit of a health circuit. And then the Fridays is our cultural men's talks for the day. And then we do stuff with the schools. So we are really targeting those men that are in crisis. And then obviously looking at, you'll see today, the role models that are coming through the men's group.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Michael. So for us this year, our NAIDOC theme is always was, always will be. And what we're seeing globally is issues, facing Black Lives Matters in communities as well. I think it's significant to have you to have this smoking ceremony here today because of the programs that you do and with the Aboriginal men in community and how we support them. But from your perspective, with the Black Lives Matter movement happening at the moment, how does that kind of relate to the theme of always was, always will be with NAIDOC, and what do you think about that personally?
Okay, so I suppose personally it definitely highlights the issues that are currently going on in Australia. With the unfortunate events that happened over in the US, there are similar circumstances that obviously happen here. And then it was a weird, crazy situation where everyone sort of got up in arms and it was like, that's what happens here. Those are the situations that happened here, especially with our sort of young men that are in protective services. And then looking at, I suppose, how that sort of relates back to us. Well, with Aboriginal men, we have the highest rates of suicide. So coming back to the service, we're trying to change those and trying to change that and be more, bringing that positivity, bringing that connection and culture and making everyone around us more aware of what we do.
Yeah. So I guess for us celebrating this week with NAIDOC being such a significant event for us, just in general, just to wrap up, Michael, what do you think we can do moving forward to better relationships with non-Aboriginal people?
Oh, it's about education. It's about bringing our culture to the forefront and educating other people. The more mainstream people get aware and be educated about our culture and the benefits and around all the health and spirituality of it, I think will better benefit everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael.
Excellent.
Awesome. So what we're going to do now, we're going to cross over to one of our local Aboriginal elders, Gerald Brown, OAM, Uncle G. He's going to perform a smoking ceremony for us, and then we're going to go into some traditional dancing as well. Awesome.
Thanks.
Jump in behind there, and then they can come. Go in behind Rochelle. I'd like to thank everyone for turning out today. As we know, as Koori people, NAIDOC events normally start this time of the year in July. We've had it built into us and kicked into us over the years that NAIDOC starts in July. So every other year, NAIDOC week starts today. For NAIDOC week, we do celebrations, and it's be remiss of us because of the Black Lives Matter that we're not doing it properly this year. So we've taken it up on ourselves to assist Rochelle and her team to do the NAIDOC events in the Illawarra. I'm not sure, I don't think there's going to be any events held this year in the Illawarra or down in Shoalhaven. We're pretty close to the Shoalhaven mob. They'll do our own up there and then we'll go down to Shoalhaven. Normally it'd be on a Wednesday, but we've heard nothing from anything. Our Koori knockout has been cancelled by the sound of it. That would normally run in July, long weekend, not July, sorry, October, long weekend every year. Apparently that's all been cancelled. So I'll just get everyone to walk up and grab a leaf. I'll start off with Rochelle, then Michael and Dean, and then Paul in behind those three. Yeah, just grab a branch. Just get a smile. So what we're doing, we're clearing the ground, okay? Get into it, boys. Come on, up this end, up here, over in here, quick. We need to make these people feel welcome. Aboriginal people, we're a cultural people. I'd like to acknowledge traditional owners of the land we're on today, the Wodi Wodi people from the Dharawal Nation. They've given permission over the years for all events to be held in the Illawarra through NAIDOC. No one's game enough to stop anything, and it's very, very important for us to do it as well. Right, Harley? Yep. You'd come with me, bro. So what we're doing, we're coming up, we're clearing the ground, okay? So we get up, oh, that's a long way away. Go in behind them. You right, bro? Righto, guys, come behind. Rochelle, come on. Make sure you clear the ground, eh? Go around the other side now. Around that side now, right around. Stand over next to that reporter lad. That's it, play from there. Just drop your leaves on the fire. We'll get some smoke going. All in the fire, yeah, all in the fire, all in the fire. Stand around, we're going to get smoke now. On the fire, please. Don't go too far away, we've got to get the smoke and build it in. Come around, get in, get the smoke, make sure you smoke yourself. Make sure you smoke yourself all over the body. That'll do, yeah. Jack, come on quick. Smoke quick. Hop in quick, smoke. Ryan, Henry. Yeah, smoke yourself, bro. Yeah, go down. Thanks everybody for turning out today. I think that's about all we're allowed to do. Like Rochelle said, nice, short and sweet, that all right? Good, yeah. I'd like to thank these fellas coming down to tape all this stuff for us too. Like some of you fellas are going to be real movie stars today. Going to go and get on TV next week. Home and away. Not prisoner, home and away. But I'd like to also thank our special guest, the Commander, Dean Smith. Where's he gone again, has he? Oh, he's hiding in the corner.
Where you put me, Uncle Jim?
And I'd like to also thank Paul Scully from the government, Labor. Yep. Labor member, and does a fair bit of work with us as well. So, and Dean's assistance as well from the police force. Another one from the police force, Glenn Sutherland, important player in the men's group that comes over. For you people who don't know, we run a program on a Tuesday called Brothers Against Domestic Violence. Big Shane's the star of that. He's been doing some woodworking. He's getting right in it the last few months. It's very important for our fellows that don't have a lot to do with employment, because as we all know, it's really, really hard for Aboriginal people to get employed. If two people walked in the door with the same credential, one's Aboriginal, one's non-Aboriginal, you can bet your guras that non-Aboriginal's going to get it every time. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming here. I'd like to especially thank Rochelle for contacting Men's Group. Men's Group's been out here since 2005, 15 years. We started off 2003. I've been involved with it ever since, or when it started. And I think a lot of our guys get a lot of pleasure out of it. Just by coming in and having some contact. You know, the COVID virus has been really destructive and really hard for us guys, especially for us older fellows. They say, oh, you can't come here, but we sneak over in the corner and have a coffee and stuff like that. Especially me and Uncle Brian, we've been doing the garden for the last several months. Finally got it back to where it was before. And I'd like to especially thank Michael and Josh and Glenn Boy through the COVID virus. They were the ones that were supplying food for us. I could ring Michael up and say, look, I'm stuck. I'm not allowed to go to the shop. I don't want to go to the shop because of the virus. So I could give him how much I trusted him. I made sure there was only $5 in the key card, so I gave him my key card to buy the food with. and congratulations. I congratulated him at the last board meeting. I'd like to do it again today while a lot of people, non-board members are around. I'd like to thank them people very, very much, because we didn't get a lot of help in our society. We Aboriginal people, and everyone all says all the time, why do Aboriginal people die younger than non-Indigenous people? And that's the reason why. You don't get that support. None of us had any phone calls from anybody. I did get one from Jonesy, Stephen Jones, just to see how, from his secretary actually, just see how the men's group was going. So the COVID virus is still around, and they all seem to think it's going to come back for a second time. But we'll be safe, I think. And I know quite a few people on the south coast or through New South Wales, Aboriginal people, and I haven't heard of anyone passing away with it yet. So thanks everyone. Thanks everybody for turning up, and I think you got a feed on, or you want to say some more?
Say thank you, Uncle G, for doing the smoking ceremony. It's such an important thing, not just for our own community to see, but we are live streaming nationally as well in Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide, and to other people in our organisation, Torres University Australia, which is a relatively new university, but we want to make sure that we're connecting with community as well. And I think you've made a great point there that we have to ensure that we are still working in community, make it about grassroots people, and yeah, focus on people in community doing great things like you men are doing here as well, and working with the local police as well to make sure relationships are strong. And I'd like to thank you definitely for being a part of that, and the elders as well, and the men a part of this group to make that change. So I'd like to thank you and thank everybody else for being a part of the smoking. But next we're going to go towards, move on to our performers. So they're going to do some traditional dance, and I hope everybody enjoys. Yep.
What are you doing, Dale? Yeah. We'll go down there.
You go down there, yeah, we'll dance to you.
My name's Raymond Timbry, Bijiku Dharawal, Yapmatang Wonera, Wodi Wodi and Dharawal Duruga. This is the country of my old people. You see, this being the country of my old people means this is my country. This is where my old people live for thousands and thousands of years. Creation begun on this country. I'm connected by blood to my mother, and this is my land. We're Dharawal. We're based down in Nowra, close place from here, but we deliver our services all up and down the southeast coast. But in saying that, we'll go anywhere that we're invited. What our main aim is that we deliver is sharing culture, sharing our practices, our traditions. See, we abide by our old law. We follow them old protocols. We learn about connection to mother, and we teach that. We teach to respect, we teach to be thankful, and most importantly, we teach to give back. When we give back everything, because what the mother has provided us is our life. She's provided us everything that we have. To give back, to match up to something that you received your life, it's near to impossible. So that's why for our entire journey on our life and our walk in this country, we give back to the mother. We give her our love, our respect, and we are thankful for her. We're going to do a performance. We're going to dance for our mother. Thank you.
Hi! 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 You! Hi! Hi! You! Hi! 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 You! Hi! 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 You! Hi! 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 You! Hi! 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 You! You can clap after that, please. Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Yepa you and Wodi Wodi. Dharawal, Dharawal, Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Yepa you and Wodi Wodi. Dharawal, Dharawal, Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Yepa you and Wodi Wodi. Dharawal, Dharawal, Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Dharawal, 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 ba me ganyana Dharawal. Yepa you and Wodi Wodi. Dharawal, Dharawal, Dharawal. Come on, hey, hey, you can give him a clap there. That first dance you've seen, it's about unity and connection. You've seen the brothers all in one line, all the different styles and different steps, all right? And that talks about strength, walking countries. We're all divided and that line's not straight. Nothing's going to work and work itself out on this country. So we as a people, no matter where we come from, need to walk in one line, connected together. You'll see them at the end when they put their hands on each other's back, and that's that strong connection, walking country. The next dance you've seen was a creation dance about our 4 totem animals. Right, you've seen the goanna, the emu, the echidna, and the porcupine, the kangaroo, sorry. And that's our totem system, all right? And that pays respect to that creation of them old ancestors and looking after country. The next one we're going to do is about the crow. Our company is called Dharawal, and in the Durga language of the Yuan Nation, that means 2 crows. And this is the song that talks about our old people being those clever people, those crows, and us young fellas trying to be positive male role models so we can turn into those old crows when our time comes. All right? Jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara minga. Jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara nayaminga, jiraba wagara minga. Jiraba wagara nayaminga, 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 jiraba wagara minga. The last one we're going to do for you talks about a special bird also in our culture. It's the black cockatoo. Comes from down Yarl all the way up the Shoalhaven River into Nowra. Special and goes over a special place called Gumby Warra there. Talks about creation and change, and as humans and people on this continent, change and creation has happened and evolved since the beginning of time here, older than any date any scientist has ever given us, since the very first sunrise in this country. So this last one is given to us by our Uncle Richard Moore and old Cecil McLeod from down Narroways. Nora, Nora. Nana koko yiriak. Nana koko yiriak. Ah, hi, hi, ah, hi, hi. Nana koko yiriak. Nana koko yiriak. Ah, hi, hi, ah, hi, hi. Nana koko yiriak. Nana koko yiriak. Ah, hi, hi, ah, hi, hi. So yeah, we'd just like to thank Uncle G and Rochelle there and the crew for allowing us to come here today and share our culture and connect and you know, look at how ways that we can try and inspire and look after one another on this country. So thank you. Thanks,
The Gunji and Paul.
We'll get everyone, eh? Can we get everyone?
I just want to get these fellas first, then we get one, a big one. Stay there, in front of the fire pot, eh?
Oh, yep. Well, bin bird there too, so yeah.
Jump in there, bro. Oh, no, you're taking far away. Yeah. Jump in between them, eh? Jump in between them. Michael.
Can you come in?
Who?
Sorry, guys.
I'll just like to thank you for doing a performance for us today. Myself and the organisation that I work with, Torres University, would like to definitely thank you guys for allowing us into community. And I'm just so happy to see, like I said before, police working with local mob, local communities to ensure that we create great relationships with one another. But I'd also like to let everybody know out there live on the stream at the moment that on Friday we will have a discussion panel with myself and with some other colleagues and some other people coming in talking about the Black Lives Matter movement, but also talking about NAIDOC, what it means to us as Aboriginal people, how that interrelates with how we live on a daily basis and ensuring that our communities are kept safe. So just stay tuned and hope to see all of you there as well. So thank you very much for everyone's time. Thank you.
Thanks, Rochelle.
Thank you.
Before we get a group photo, I just want to get one with the mob here. Right, move in, Mike.
Come in the middle. Come in the middle.
No, I won't.
You're the main man.
He's never very shy.
Hide me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, shape her up, boys. Shape it up. Get her up there.
On three. 1, 2, 3. Great.
Good stuff, eh? Come on now, we're going to get a photograph. Everyone. Before we finish.
Stay
Everybody.
Billy right in my head.